What's up YouTube, NCG here, bringing you a Blue Eyes Link Ready deck profile with Chaos Max. Now, Chaos Max is an absolute beast as a main deck card. The fact that he's a ritual monster also helps out massively, bypassing the whole Link kind of format or the Link way of summoning. And Blue Eyes don't flood from the extra deck, so they can obviously bide their time, maintain with what they've got on the field, and then kind of work without Link monsters while still producing incredibly strong beat up boards. So without further ado, let's crack straight in and we'll see what we have. So we start off with double Blue Eyes Chaos Max. Now obviously the most important card in the deck is incredibly strong. 4k, double piercing, absolutely menacing. And anytime this is dropped on me or dropped on an opponent, it's scary thought to think, if I put anything in defense by mistake, it's probably going to be game. How do I get past a non-targetable, non-destructible kind of card in this game without hitting my side deck first to get those kaijus? Then we play triple Blue Eyes White Dragon. Obviously, again, linchpin of the deck. It's kind of like the centerpiece. Without this card, the deck kind of falls apart. But obviously with Chaos Max being the main port of call. Triple Blue Eyes Alternate. Now it's very easy to pull this off. I can't understand why Konami made him actually so easy to get out him. You just reveal a Blue Eyes, which 9 times out of 10 your opponent already knows you have because you've searched it anyway. And then popping one card on the field is, you know, it's worse. That is the weakest part about this is if you pop a card, it can't attack the turn you activate it. So, yeah. Then we go with triple Manju because we want to be seeing those. Obviously, we can search out Chaos Max quite easily with Melody and stuff like that. So Manju is mainly used to get out your ritual spells. And like I said, if you want to up the ability of getting to your ritual spells and getting to your Chaos Max, you can play Sonic Bird. And then obviously you can bump Chaos Max up a bit if you want. Bump the ritual spells, but you want to make sure you get the right mix so you don't clog and you don't have the board with too many dead cards in your hand, which are being wasted away. Then we play triple White Stone of Ancient. Now obviously this card helps out massively getting your Blue Eyes to hands when need be, and then end phase special summoning a Blue Eyes. Now I personally like to special summon out this guy, Dragon Spirit of White, during the end phase of my opponent's turn, purely because I can then banish one of their set cards that they've just put down. And then the first effect that not many people actually realise of is, second effect, sorry, is during either player's turn, if your opponent controls a monster, you contribute this card, special summon one Blue Eyes White Dragon from your hand. So if they're like, oh, I've only got to deal with a 2500 beater, I'll target this guy or I'll beat into this guy, you can just go chain effect, tribute off, bring out a Blue Eyes. Not only have you escaped a targeted effect or anything like that, but you've also brought out a bigger beater on the board to deal, you know, put your opponent a step back. And then we go with our one-offs, which is the one Maxi, the one White Stone of Legend. Because it's a there and then Blue Eyes to the hand, it can change the game massively. And then we wrap it up with a Kaiju engine. Now the reason I play a Kaiju engine is, number one, because all three of these are level 8s, they're all my trading targets, they work out and help out massively well. And then on top of that, if you can get one of these guys on your board, or get one to your opponent's side of the board, then special one of these out, they can't touch your Chaos Max. Your Chaos Max just gets that next level protection, they can't Kaiju you. So this is massively helpful during the second game, more so than the first, but even in the first game, for you to have a Kaiju which serves multiple purposes, you've already got an edge up on your opponent. And then we move on to the spells. Now the spells, obviously you play triple Return of the Dragon Lords, massively important in the deck. The fact that it's a monster reborn for the deck just wasn't enough, and it's also a protection card that can be banished the exact same turn as well, which is just mental. And you banish it instead, so it's a replacement, not an activated effect, which helps out massively to protect your Blue Eyes and even your Chaos Max should it actually come to it. Triple Melody of Awakening Dragon. This searches out everything you need. It searches out a Blue Eyes on a turn, so you've got that play to go straight away. And then on top of that, you can search out your Chaos Max. So what more could you want from a card in a deck like this? Triple Trading, because you actually have 13 targets, I believe it is. Yeah, 13 targets. 3 Kaijus, 2 Chaos Max, 2 White Dragons, 3 Blue Eyes, and 3 Alternates. So you've got more than enough fodder for this. Obviously, you don't want to be using your Chaos Maxes, but it's still massively helpful and incredibly good for the deck. Now we wrap it up, well not wrap it up, we continue going on. We go with 2 Silver's Cry. Now the best thing about Silver's Cry is not only can it bring back your Blue Eyes itself, but while Dragon Spirit is in the hand, while it is in the hand or graveyard, it's treated as a normal monster. So during your opponent's turn, if they've cleared this off, or if you've tributed this off to get a Blue Eyes on board, you go Silver's Cry, bring this guy out, banish one of their back row, or most importantly, banish one of the scales for the Magician Pendulums, and then you can continue going, and you've already disrupted their plays. So Silver's Cry can be massively important in this deck. Double Pot Desires. Now, obviously, we do play quite a lot of freeze, but what you want to be doing in Blue Eyes is you want to make sure you've got everything in hand. Because you can search, because you do have the draw power with tradings and stuff like that, you want to make sure you have everything you need in hand first before activating this, or you activate it as a last-ditcher thing because you're all in and trying to get just anything out. Playing it at 2, it minimises the risk of drawing into another one, but knowing Sod's Law, you'll probably draw into another one 9 times out of 10. But it's still very, very important when it does come up. Double Advanced Ritual Art and double Chaos Form. Now, obviously, we're playing 4 ritual spells for 2 ritual monsters, but they work in tangent very, very well. Obviously, Chaos Form can banish a Blue Eyes White Dragon or a Dark Magician from your graveyard, in addition to tributing them as a normal one. And then Advanced Ritual Art sends a normal monster from your deck to the graveyard. So you do Advanced Ritual Art, send to the graveyard, and then you can use Chaos Form and get 2 out, really. If you somehow open up with these 2, or 2 Chaos Maxes and Manju and stuff like that, you can get 2 Chaos Maxes on board, and it's, you know, incredibly nice to play with. And then we go with 1 Interrupted Kaiju Slumber. Because we only play the 3 Kaijus, you can obviously bump it up to the 4 and put a Gamma Seal in if you wish. But the 1 is kind of okay with this ratio. We don't want to be playing 2 with only 3 targets, because then it's kind of redundant. But if you do bump up your Kaiju bits, maybe side in a 4th if you think you're going to be coming up against issues with that, then you set up this one as well. And then we've got the 1 Soul Charge, because Soul Charge is actually very, very important in the upcoming meta. Less so for the Blue Eyes, but being able to Soul Charge and go, cool, I'll take that Blue Eyes back and that Blue Eyes back, and then go into a rank or a synchro or anything like that, is kind of massively important. So yeah, Soul Charge can be very, very important, and you don't need to go overboard either. Sometimes you just need to go 1 or 2, or just very minimal to get your Blue Eyes board going again, and then your happy days to continue going and do some real damage to your opponent. Now onto the extra deck. We play double Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon. Now, obviously, its first effect is amazingly strong. Neither player can special summon 2 or more monsters at the same time. It means your opponent is not going to flood your board with pendulum monsters, which is very, very good against that matchup. And then the ability of tagging out. The tag out on this thing is so good, because you tag him out and you're either going into Azure Eyes, which revives a Blue Eyes during the standby phase, while also protecting them and being a 3k booty. Or you go into Black Rose Moonlight Dragon, which can just bounce stuff, or a Michael, which banishes stuff. And then by going into these guys, you then open up the door for Crystal Wing, which can be easily accessible because you can just drop a stone on the board. So you tag out during your turn of your spirit, bounce with Moonrose or banish with Michael, and then normal summon a stone, sink into Crystal Wing, and then Crystal Wing is an issue for your opponent to deal with, especially Dracos. Now we go on to the rank 8s. So we play Alzi the Sylvian High Protector. I really like this card because you can loop your opponent and make sure that they're always going to be top decking the jank card. Maybe they set a card because they don't want it destroyed, or they set a card because they're waiting for it to be destroyed. If you just go Alzi, bounce it back, and then back to the deck, top of the deck, and you just go again, it's incredibly cool and strong. Number 38, Hope Harmager, staple rank 8 in any rank 8 deck. Number 107, Galaxy Eye Tachyon Dragon, and that helps you unlock your engine of, obviously you can use Galaxy Eye Cypher Dragon as well. Tachyon Battle Phase Negation, Monster Effect Negation is sometimes very, very key, especially with like your Pendulum Monsters and stuff like that. And then you've got Galaxy Eyes Full Armor Photon, and then you finish it off with number 95, Galaxy Eyes Dark Matter Dragon, which is incredibly strong and important in this deck, purely because you make this guy, you send stones or whatever you need, you search out your Blue Eyes, you special summon in the end phase, you put a Blue Eyes engrave maybe for your Silver's Cry or Return of the Dragon Lords, and then you get your opponent to banish 3 monsters, and sometimes if they're playing a minimal monster lineup, they haven't always got the spare cards to just willy-nilly banish, so this can be a tough decision for them to do. And then you play 1 Heretic Sun Dragon Overlord Heliopolis and 1 Divine Dragon Knight Felgrand. Now, obviously, Felgrind is kind of like, again, another rank 8 staple. It's not as important or as strong as it used to be, but it's still very, very incredible and very, very potent in a Blue Eyes deck. And then Heretic Sun, Dragon, Overlord, Heliopolis. Like I said, you do have some dead cards in your hand. Sometimes you might be out of range of a Soul Charge, or you might have used all your Kaiju, so your Interactive Slumber in the hand is dead, or your Ritual Spells are dead, or anything like that. You use Heretic, pitch them, pop cards on board, and you can beat him through for a 3k. Which is what I mean, like, they can still fill boards with incredibly strong cards, which is why Blue Eyes could be a possible contender quite high up in the Link format. Anyway, that is it for the Blue Eyes deck profile. I hope this helps. I hope this gives you an idea of Kaiba's favourite, and then, you know, kind of see where it goes. It can still be very, very strong. It's an incredibly strong deck, especially with Max. Like I said, you drop a Max on someone, or if you've ever had a Max dropped on you, you know it is actually quite a scary feeling to be like, damn, I don't know how I'm going to deal with this card. So yeah, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, and until next time, guys, see ya.